12 Brain Rules to Change Your Life. Written and published by Echo Elevate. Introduction. Unlock the power of your brain. What if I told you that your brain holds the key to everything you want in life? Your habits, your decisions, your success, all shaped by the way your brain works. Most people go through life without ever understanding this incredible tool. But once you do, everything changes. This book is about unlocking that power. It's about learning the 12 brain rules that can transform the way you think, act, and live. These rules are not just theories. They are backed by science and proven to create real change. You will discover how to sharpen your focus, boost your memory, and break free from mental blocks. You'll learn how to rewire your brain for success, happiness, and resilience. And the best part? You don't need years of study to apply these principles. Each chapter will give you simple, clear strategies that fit into your daily life. This is not a book filled with complex science or long explanations. It's a practical guide designed for action. The goal is simple: help you use your brain better so you can think clearer, work smarter, and live happier. So, are you ready to take control of your mind? Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Brain's Power to Adapt. Imagine waking up one day in a completely new world. Everything around you looks unfamiliar. The streets, the language, the people, it all feels strange. At first, you struggle. You don't know the rules. You make mistakes. You feel lost. But over time, something remarkable happens. Your brain adjusts. You start recognizing patterns. You learn the language. You find your way. Eventually, what once seemed impossible becomes second nature. This is the power of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt. Whether you realize it or not, your brain is constantly rewiring itself, responding to new experiences, new challenges, and new information. And the best part, you can control this process. Your brain is not fixed. For a long time, scientists believed that the brain was like a machine, fixed, unchangeable, and set in stone after childhood. If you weren't born smart, tough, or talented, you had no choice but to live with your limitations. But research has proven this idea wrong. Your brain is more like a muscle than a machine. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you challenge it, the more it grows, and just like a muscle, it can reshape itself at any stage of life. This means you are never stuck. You are never too old. You are never too late to change. Neuroscientists have found that even in adulthood, new brain cells can form, new connections can develop, and old habits can be rewired. This is why people can learn new skills, break addictions, and recover from brain injuries. The ability to adapt is built into your biology. A real-life example: the London taxi drivers. One of the most famous studies on neuroplasticity involved London taxi drivers. To earn their license, they must memorize thousands of streets, landmarks, and routes. A process that takes years of intense study. Scientists found that their brains actually changed during this process. The part responsible for navigation, the hippocampus, grew larger and stronger over time. This means the more they practiced, the more their brains adapted to the challenge. And the best part, they weren't born with this ability. They built it. Now imagine what this means for you. If taxi drivers can rewire their brains to store massive amounts of information, what could you rewire yours for? Success, confidence, creativity, resilience? The possibilities are endless. How your brain learns and adapts. Your brain changes based on what you do, what you think, and what you believe. Every action, every thought, every experience sends signals through your brain. These signals create pathways, like trails in a forest. At first, a new habit or skill is like walking through tall grass. It feels slow, awkward, and difficult. But the more you practice, the more the path clears. Eventually, it becomes a well-worn trail. Then, over time, it turns into a superhighway, making the action easy and automatic. This is how learning works. Repetition strengthens the path. This is also why bad habits feel hard to break, because the paths are already well formed. But here's the good news. You can build new pathways. You can replace old ones. And it all starts with a simple choice: breaking free from mental limits. Many people believe they can't change. They say things like, "I'm just not good at math. I can't focus for long periods. I'll never be confident." But these beliefs are not facts. They are just old brain pathways, ones that have been strengthened by repetition. The more you tell yourself a story, the more your brain accepts it as truth. But what if you told yourself a different story? What if instead of saying, "I'm not good at this," you said, "I'm still learning this"? What if you replaced self-doubt with self-growth? It may not feel natural at first, but with time and repetition, new thoughts become new realities. Case study: the man who rebuilt his brain. Consider the story of Dr. Paul Bach-y-Rita, a neuroscientist who made a shocking discovery. His father had suffered a stroke that paralyzed half his body. Doctors said he would never walk again. But Paul didn't accept that answer. He designed exercises that forced his father's brain to find new ways to move. Step by step, his father retrained his brain. Over time, he regained movement, function, and independence. He didn't just heal, he thrived. His recovery proved something incredible. The brain can rewire itself, even after major damage. If a stroke victim can rebuild lost abilities, imagine what your brain can do under the right conditions. How to rewire your brain for success. Now that you know your brain can change, how do you take control of the process? Here are a few powerful strategies. 1. Challenge yourself daily. Your brain grows when it faces challenges. Learn a new skill. Take on a new project. Read something complex. The harder the task, the stronger your brain becomes. 2. Reframe negative thoughts. Every time you catch yourself saying, "I can't," replace it with, "I'm learning." Your thoughts shape your reality. Change your mindset, and you change your brain. 3. Practice repetition. Repetition strengthens brain pathways. Whether you're learning a language, mastering a skill, or building confidence, consistency is key. 4. Step out of your comfort zone. Your brain loves routine, but growth happens outside of it. Try new experiences. Meet new people. Travel. Expose yourself to different perspectives. The more novelty, the more your brain adapts. 5. Believe in your ability to change. Your brain listens to your beliefs. If you believe change is possible, your brain works to make it real. Start believing in your own potential. Final thoughts. You are always evolving. Every thought, every action, every choice shapes your brain. You are not stuck. You are not limited. You are always evolving. The question is, what will you train your brain to become? The next chapter will explore how focus fuels success. Now that you understand your brain's ability to adapt, it's time to learn how to direct that power toward your goals. Let's continue. Chapter 2. Focus fuels success. Imagine trying to read a book in the middle of a crowded, noisy street. Cars honking, people talking, phones ringing. Your mind jumps from one distraction to another. No matter how hard you try, you can't focus on the words in front of you. Now imagine stepping into a quiet library. The noise fades. Your mind settles. Suddenly, reading becomes easy. The same words, the same book. But now your focus is sharp. This is the power of focus. It determines how well you learn, how much you achieve, and how successful you become. In a world filled with distractions, the ability to focus is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Why focus matters. Your brain is not designed to multitask. When you try to do too many things at once, your brain switches between tasks instead of doing them simultaneously. This constant switching slows you down, drains your energy, and reduces accuracy. Studies show that people who frequently switch between tasks take up to 40% longer to complete them. They also make more mistakes and retain less information. But when you focus deeply, your brain enters a state of flow, a powerful mental state where you work faster, smarter, and with greater creativity. Time seems to disappear. Distractions fade. Your brain operates at its peak. Great minds throughout history have understood this. Albert Einstein was known for getting lost in deep thought for hours. Bill Gates takes think weeks, where he isolates himself to focus on big ideas. Top athletes, musicians, and leaders all master focus to achieve extraordinary results. The question is, how can you train your brain to focus like this? The science of focus. Your ability to focus depends on how your brain filters information. Right now, your brain is bombarded with signals, sounds, sights, thoughts, emotions. If your brain processed everything at once, you'd be overwhelmed. Instead, it uses something called the reticular activating system, RAS. This is your brain's filter, deciding what deserves your attention and what to ignore. Think about when you buy a new car. Suddenly, you start seeing that same model everywhere. It's not that more people suddenly bought the car. It's just that your RAS has tuned into it. The same principle applies to goals, ideas, and success. When you train your brain to focus on what matters, your RAS starts filtering out distractions and bringing the right opportunities into view. But focus is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it weakens. If you strengthen it, it becomes unstoppable. Why focus is harder today? In the past, deep focus was natural. People had fewer distractions. They spent hours on a single task, without interruption. Today, focus is under attack. Social media, notifications, emails, and endless entertainment pull your attention in 100 directions. The average person checks their phone over 150 times a day. Studies show that the human attention span has shrunk to just 8 seconds, less than a goldfish. And with every distraction, your ability to focus weakens. But there's good news. You can retrain your brain to focus deeply again. You can rebuild the ability to concentrate, work smarter, and achieve more. Here's how. How to train your brain for deep focus. 1. Single tasking. Do one thing at a time. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain can only fully focus on one thing at a time. When you switch between tasks, your brain loses momentum. Instead of multitasking, practice single tasking. Choose one important task. Set a timer for 25 to 90 minutes. Work with full focus. Take a short break. Repeat. This is called the Pomodoro technique, and it dramatically boosts focus. 2. Control your environment. Your surroundings affect your focus. A cluttered, noisy space makes it harder to concentrate. A clean, quiet space helps you enter deep focus faster. If you work in a noisy area, use noise-canceling headphones, or listen to instrumental music. If your phone distracts you, put it in another room, or use focus apps to block notifications. 3. Train your attention span. Most people can only focus for a few minutes before getting distracted. But attention span can be trained like a muscle. Start by setting small focus goals. Work for 10 minutes, without distraction, then 20, then 30. Over time, your brain will adapt, and long periods of deep work will feel natural. 4. Take regular breaks. Your brain works in cycles. After about 60 to 90 minutes of deep focus, mental energy starts to fade. Short breaks help you reset and refocus. Use the 90-minute rule. Work deeply, then take a 5 to 15-minute break. Go for a walk. Stretch. Breathe deeply. This prevents burnout and keeps your brain fresh and sharp. 5. Master the art of saying no. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say no to your focus. Successful people guard their time. They say no to distractions, unnecessary meetings, and low-priority tasks. If a task doesn't help your goals, growth, or success, eliminate it. Your focus is too valuable to waste. 6. Use your peak focus hours wisely. Your brain has peak hours when focus is at its highest. For most people, it's in the morning or late at night. Identify your peak focus hours and schedule your most important work during that time. 7. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is training your brain to stay present. It strengthens focus and reduces mental clutter. A simple way to practice. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Focus on your breath. If your mind wanders, bring it back. Over time, this strengthens your ability to control attention and resist distractions. 8. Fuel your brain for better focus. What you eat affects focus. Sugary foods, processed carbs, and junk food cause energy crashes. Healthy fats, proteins, and complex carbs provide long-lasting brain power. Drink plenty of water. Even mild dehydration reduces focus and energy levels. How focus leads to success. Every great achievement in history, scientific breakthroughs, art, music, business empires, world-changing inventions, came from deep, undistracted focus. Successful people are not necessarily smarter. They just focus longer and deeper than others. When you improve your focus, you learn faster and remember more. Get more done in less time. Reduce stress and mental exhaustion. Make better decisions. Feel more in control of your life. Imagine what you could achieve if you trained your brain to cut through distractions and focus like a laser. Final thoughts. Focus is your superpower. In a world full of noise, focus is a superpower. It separates those who succeed from those who struggle. You now have the tools to train your mind, eliminate distractions, and sharpen your concentration. It won't happen overnight, but with daily practice, your brain will rebuild its ability to focus deeply. The next chapter will explore another powerful brain rule: how sleep and rest fuel peak performance. But for now, ask yourself, what is the one thing that deserves your full attention today? Choose it, commit to it, and focus. Chapter 3. The Power of Rest and Sleep. Imagine running a marathon without stopping for water. At first you might push through, relying on sheer willpower. But as the miles add up, exhaustion sets in, your legs feel heavy, your vision blurs, your thinking slows. Eventually you collapse. Now imagine doing the same thing, but with plenty of rest, hydration, and recovery. Your body feels strong. Your mind stays sharp. You finish the race feeling powerful, not broken. This is exactly how your brain works. Without rest and sleep, it slows down. Memory weakens. Focus fades. Creativity disappears. But when you give your brain the recovery it needs, everything changes. Sleep and rest are not luxuries. They are fuel for your mind. They make you smarter, sharper, and more productive. In this chapter, you'll learn why rest is just as important as action, and how to use it to unlock your brain's full potential. Why your brain needs rest. Most people think that working longer means getting more done. They push through exhaustion, drink more coffee, and sacrifice sleep in the name of productivity. But science tells a different story. Your brain is like a high-performance engine. The more you push it without rest, the more it overheats, and just like an engine, it needs cool-down periods to function properly. Rest is not about doing nothing. It is about allowing your brain to recharge. When you rest, your brain sorts through information, strengthens memory, and clears out mental clutter. The brain's cleaning crew. During the day, your brain builds up waste products, toxins that slow down thinking, create stress, and cause mental fog. At night, while you sleep, your brain's cleaning system flushes out these toxins, clearing the way for better thinking. Without proper sleep, these toxins accumulate. Over time, this leads to memory problems, mood swings, and even serious conditions like Alzheimer's disease. But with deep, quality sleep, your brain stays fresh, sharp, and ready to perform. The science of sleep and performance. Sleep is not just about resting. It's about rebuilding and improving. While you sleep, your brain goes through cycles that impact memory, focus, creativity, and problem-solving. Stage 1 and 2. Light sleep. Your body relaxes. Your brain starts organizing the events of the day. Stage 3 and 4. Deep sleep. Your brain cleans itself. Your body heals and grows stronger. REM sleep. Dreaming and creativity. Your brain connects ideas, improves problem-solving, and enhances emotional intelligence. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes. If you wake up before finishing a full cycle, you feel groggy and tired. But if you complete full cycles, you wake up clear, focused, and refreshed. How sleep affects success. Want to think faster, learn better, and make smarter decisions. Get more sleep. Studies show that well-rested people solve problems 40% faster than sleep-deprived people, have higher IQ scores, and better memory retention, make fewer mistakes and better decisions under pressure. On the other hand, sleep-deprived people struggle with focus, forget information quickly, and experience increased stress, anxiety, and emotional instability. Even missing 1 hour of sleep can affect your ability to concentrate and make sound decisions. So if you want to succeed in anything, business, learning, creativity, or leadership, your first step is mastering your sleep. The rest formula. How to recharge your brain. Now that you understand the importance of rest and sleep, let's explore how to improve them. 1. Prioritize sleep like an investment. Sleep is not wasted time. It is a powerful tool for high performance. If you struggle with sleep, set a fixed bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Your brain loves consistency. 2. Follow the 90-minute sleep rule. Instead of forcing yourself to wake up at an exact time, try waking up at the end of a sleep cycle, every 90 minutes. You will feel more refreshed and alert. For example, if you go to bed at 10 p.m., aim to wake up at 5:30 a.m., 7.5 hours, 5 full cycles. If you go to bed at 11 p.m., aim to wake up at 6:30 a.m., 7.5 hours, 5 full cycles. Waking up in the middle of a cycle makes you feel groggy and exhausted. 3. Use power naps wisely. A 20-minute nap can boost memory, creativity, and alertness. But avoid long naps, which can interfere with nighttime sleep. 4. Create a sleep ritual. Your brain needs signals to slow down. Try these simple steps. Dim the lights 30 minutes before bed. Turn off screens. Blue light disrupts sleep. Read a book or listen to calming music. Practice deep breathing to relax your mind. 5. Recharge during the day. Sleep isn't the only way to rest. Micro breaks during the day improve focus and productivity. Take a 5-minute walk every hour. Look away from your screen and stretch. Breathe deeply to reset your mind. These small breaks prevent burnout and keep your brain fresh and engaged. Real-life example. The sleep habits of high performers, successful people, understand the power of rest. Elon Musk once admitted that sleeping only a few hours a night made him less productive and more emotional. Now he prioritizes at least 6 hours of sleep. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, believes sleep is the key to high-quality decisions. He sleeps 8 hours a night to ensure better thinking and leadership. LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, sleeps 10 hours a night to maintain peak performance. If top achievers make sleep a priority, shouldn't you? The hidden dangers of sleep deprivation. Still think skipping sleep isn't a big deal? Here's what sleep deprivation does to your brain and body. Kills productivity. You work slower, forget more, and make more mistakes. Weakens memory. Your brain struggles to store information. Increases stress and anxiety. Lack of sleep makes emotions harder to control. Reduces problem-solving skills. Creativity and logic suffer. Weakens your immune system. You get sick more often. Shortens lifespan. Long-term sleep deprivation is linked to heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's. The cost of bad sleep is too high. The benefits of good sleep are life-changing. Final thoughts. Rest is power. Rest is not weakness. Sleep is not a waste of time. They are your brain's greatest tools. If you want to think faster, learn better, and achieve more, make sleep a priority. Master the art of rest, and you master your mind. In the next chapter, you will discover another powerful brain rule, how movement boosts brain function and sharpens mental clarity. But for now, take a moment. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your mind recharge. Chapter 4. Movement boosts brain function. Imagine sitting at a desk for hours, barely moving. Your back starts to ache. Your mind feels sluggish. Your energy drops. Thinking clearly becomes harder. Now imagine standing up, stretching, and taking a short walk outside. Within minutes, your energy shifts. Your mind feels sharper. Your mood lifts. Suddenly, ideas start flowing again. This is the power of movement. It doesn't just strengthen your body, it fuels your brain. In this chapter, you'll discover why physical activity is one of the most powerful brain boosters and how to use movement to enhance focus, memory, and mental clarity. Your brain was built to move. Thousands of years ago, human survival depended on movement. People walked for miles, hunted, gathered food, and built shelter. The brain evolved to function best when the body is active. But today, most people sit for long hours, at work, in cars, on couches. The result? A sluggish brain, low energy, and poor focus. Scientists have discovered that sitting for too long slows down brain function. But the moment you start moving, everything changes. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients. It stimulates the release of brain-boosting chemicals that improve focus, learning, and creativity. It even helps grow new brain cells. Simply put, when you move, your brain comes alive. How exercise supercharges your brain. Regular physical activity doesn't just keep your body fit, it rewires your brain for peak performance. Here's how. 1. Boosts memory and learning. Ever struggled to remember something important? Movement can help. Exercise stimulates the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory. Studies show that people who move more remember more. Walking, running, or even stretching before studying can help your brain absorb and retain information faster. 2. Improves focus and attention. Struggling to concentrate? Just move for 5 minutes. Exercise increases dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin, neurotransmitters that sharpen focus. This is why many successful people take walking meetings or brainstorm ideas while moving. Even short bursts of movement, like jumping jacks, stretching, or a quick walk, can reset your focus and improve productivity. 3. Reduces stress and anxiety. Feeling overwhelmed? Move your body. Exercise lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, while increasing endorphins, the body's natural mood boosters. Studies show that just 10 minutes of movement can reduce stress, anxiety, and mental fatigue. 4. Increases creativity and problem solving. Stuck on a problem? Take a walk. Research shows that people generate twice as many creative ideas when walking compared to sitting. That's because movement stimulates new neural connections, helping the brain think outside the box. Great thinkers, like Steve Jobs and Albert Einstein, used walking to spark breakthrough ideas. You can too. 5. Slows brain aging and prevents cognitive decline. Want to keep your brain sharp as you age? Stay active. Exercise stimulates neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells. It also protects against cognitive decline and reduces the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. The message is clear. If you want a strong brain for life, keep moving. How much movement do you need? The good news? You don't need to run marathons to boost brain power. Science shows that even small amounts of movement make a difference. Here's how you can integrate movement into your daily routine. 1. Take movement breaks. Sitting for long hours slows brain function. Set a timer to stand up every 30 to 60 minutes. Walk around. Stretch. Even 1 minute of movement can re-energize your brain. 2. Walk more. Walking is one of the easiest and most powerful brain-boosting activities. Aim for at least 30 minutes a day. Even short walks improve memory, creativity, and focus. 3. Try brain-boosting workouts. Certain exercises are especially powerful for brain health. Aerobic exercise, running, cycling, swimming, boosts blood flow and memory. Strength training, weights, resistance exercises, improves focus and mental resilience. Yoga and Tai Chi, enhances relaxation, focus, and cognitive flexibility. 4. Use movement to learn faster. If you need to remember something important, walk while studying. Moving while learning helps your brain process and store information more effectively. 5. Make movement fun. If exercise feels like a chore, Make it enjoyable. Dance. Play sports. Hike. Do activities you love. The goal is to move consistently, not perfectly. The brain-boosting habits of high achievers. Successful people understand that movement fuels success. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, starts every day with exercise, saying it gives him 4 extra hours of productivity. Oprah Winfrey walks daily to boost mental clarity. Barack Obama maintained a strict workout routine while running the country. They don't exercise because they have time. They exercise because it makes them more productive, focused, and mentally sharp. The cost of a sedentary life. Still think movement doesn't matter. Here's what lack of movement does to your brain. Kills creativity. Your brain struggles to generate ideas. Weakens focus. Attention span drops. Increases stress and anxiety. Lack of movement raises cortisol levels. Slows memory and learning. Brain cells shrink. Increases risk of depression. Less movement means less dopamine and serotonin. A sedentary lifestyle is a slow drain on your brain power. But the moment you start moving, everything improves. Final thoughts. Move for a smarter mind. Your brain was designed to move. If you want better focus, sharper memory, less stress, and more creativity, movement is your secret weapon. Even small changes, walking more, stretching often, exercising regularly, can transform your brain and your life. In the next chapter, we'll explore another powerful brain rule, how stress affects your mind and how to master it. But for now, take a deep breath, stand up, and move. Chapter 5. Stress rewires your mind. Imagine you're walking through a dark alley. Suddenly you hear footsteps behind you. Your heart races, your muscles tense, your mind sharpens. In an instant, your body is ready to react. You are in fight or flight mode. This is your body's stress response, an ancient survival mechanism designed to protect you. But what happens when you stay in this stressed state too long? The constant pressure, the never-ending worries, and the emotional strain, it starts to change you. The stress you experience isn't just something you feel, it's something that rewires your brain. In this chapter, we will explore the impact of stress on your brain, how it affects your behavior and emotions, and most importantly, how you can take control of your stress to rebuild a stronger, calmer, and more resilient mind. Stress, a double-edged sword. Stress is often seen as something bad, but in moderation, it can be helpful. Short bursts of stress, like the one in our example with the dark alley, are essential for survival. They sharpen your focus, boost your energy, and help you perform under pressure. This is acute stress, and it lasts for a short period. It's the kind of stress you feel before a big presentation or a challenging task. But when stress becomes chronic, lasting for days, weeks, or even years, it becomes harmful. Chronic stress leads to exhaustion, burnout, and mental fog. But it also does something much deeper. Chronic stress changes the structure and function of your brain. Over time, it can weaken your ability to think clearly, make decisions, and control your emotions. Stress rewires your brain in a way that makes it harder to cope with future challenges. How chronic stress affects your brain. When you're stressed, your brain releases cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. In small doses, cortisol is helpful. It gets your body ready for action. However, when cortisol levels stay high for too long, it starts to damage your brain. Here's how hippocampus shrinkage. The hippocampus is the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. Chronic stress reduces the size of the hippocampus, making it harder to retain information and form new memories. Prefrontal cortex impairment. The prefrontal cortex is the part of your brain that helps you with decision-making, problem-solving, and self-control. Chronic stress weakens this area, making it harder to stay focused and make good choices. Amygdala, overactivation. The amygdala is your brain's fear center. Chronic stress can make the amygdala overactive, leading to heightened fear, anxiety, and an increased emotional response to minor stressors. As a result, stress damages your cognitive abilities. You may experience memory problems, a shorter attention span, and difficulty managing your emotions. Over time, this creates a cycle. Stress weakens your brain, and a weaker brain makes it harder to manage stress. The stress cycle, how it feeds itself. Chronic stress doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It's often the result of a cycle of thoughts and behaviors that perpetuate it. For example, when you're stressed, you may have racing thoughts, worry about the future, and replay negative events over and over in your mind. These thoughts trigger more stress, which causes even more negative thinking. It's a vicious cycle that can be hard to break. This is why stress often leads to anxiety, depression, and burnout. The more you worry about your stress, the more it impacts your body and brain, and the more your brain becomes affected, the more difficult it is to manage future stress. How to break the stress cycle. The good news is that you don't have to be a slave to stress. By understanding how stress rewires your brain, you can take active steps to change your response to it. Here are some strategies to help you break the stress cycle and protect your brain. 1. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present and aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings, without judgment. It helps you break the cycle of rumination, those endless looping thoughts that make stress worse. When you practice mindfulness, you teach your brain to observe your stress without reacting to it. This allows you to shift your focus from the stressor itself to calmness and clarity. Even a few minutes of mindfulness each day can reduce cortisol levels and help you regain control over your emotions. 2. Exercise regularly. Physical activity is one of the most effective ways to manage stress. Exercise helps reduce cortisol levels, boost your mood with endorphins, and improves overall brain function. Try to incorporate daily movement into your routine. It doesn't have to be intense exercise. Walking, yoga, or even stretching can make a significant difference. 3. Sleep well. Sleep is your brain's natural recovery mechanism. When you're sleep deprived, your brain becomes more vulnerable to stress. Poor sleep impairs your ability to manage emotions and increases the production of stress hormones. To reduce stress, prioritize quality sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, and establish a relaxing bedtime routine to signal to your brain that it's time to rest. 4. Manage your thoughts. Your thoughts play a huge role in how you experience stress. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't handle this," or "this is too much," your brain will believe it. Try to shift your thinking to more positive and realistic thoughts. Challenge negative assumptions, and focus on solutions instead of problems. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to keep stress at bay. 5. Social support. Humans are social creatures, and isolation makes stress worse. Talking to someone you trust about your challenges can reduce the impact of stress and give you a fresh perspective. Spend time with family and friends, and seek support when you need it. Social connections help to buffer the negative effects of stress and improve your mental well-being. 6. Take breaks. Overworking yourself can increase stress levels and impair your brain's ability to function. It's important to take regular breaks throughout the day. Step outside for a walk, read a book, listen to music. These small breaks recharge your brain and help prevent burnout. 7. Practice relaxation techniques. Deep breathing, meditation, and progressive muscle relaxation are all excellent ways to reduce stress. These techniques lower cortisol levels, relax the body, and help you regain a sense of control. Practice these techniques daily to reset your brain and body, especially after stressful events. The long-term benefits of stress management. When you take control of your stress, you do more than just reduce anxiety. You rebuild your brain. By regularly practicing stress management, you'll improve memory, focus, and problem-solving abilities. You'll become more resilient, able to handle challenges without being overwhelmed, and your brain will stay sharp and healthy. The more you practice, the more your brain adapts. Over time, your brain will rewire itself for calmness and resilience, creating a positive feedback loop that makes it easier to manage stress in the future. Final thoughts. Take control of your stress. Stress may be inevitable, but you have the power to control how it affects you. By understanding how stress rewires your brain, you can take action to protect yourself from its harmful effects. Practice mindfulness, exercise, sleep well, manage your thoughts, build social support, and take regular breaks. These strategies will help you break the stress cycle and rebuild your brain for greater success, clarity, and peace of mind. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to rewire your brain through positive habits and use them to transform your life. But for now, take a deep breath, relax, let go of the stress, and know that you have the tools to control it. Chapter 6. Nutrition shapes your thinking. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. But did you know it's literally true? What you eat doesn't just affect your body, it also shapes your brain. The food you choose is the fuel that powers your thinking, memory, mood, and even your ability to focus. In this chapter, we'll explore how nutrition influences your brain function. We'll uncover the brain-boosting foods you should be eating and the ones you should avoid. You'll learn how to nourish your brain to make it sharper, more focused, and better at handling stress. Your brain and fuel. Your brain, weighing just about 3 pounds, uses up to 20% of your body's energy. It's constantly processing information, making decisions, and controlling your body's movements. To do all this, your brain needs a constant supply of nutrients. The brain doesn't get its energy from just anything. It thrives on certain foods. Glucose, from carbohydrates, is its main energy source. But it also needs fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals to stay healthy and function at its best. Without the right nutrition, your brain struggles. You may experience fatigue, poor memory, reduced focus, and even mood swings. But with the right food, your brain can perform at its peak. The brain's key nutrients. Here are the essential nutrients your brain needs to function at its best. 1. Omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are critical for brain health. They help build brain cells and improve communication between them. These fats also protect the brain from inflammation and oxidative stress, which can damage brain cells. The best sources of omega-3s are fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, flax seeds, walnuts, and chia seeds. 2. Protein. Your brain is made of protein. Every time you learn something new or form a memory, proteins are involved in making those connections. Protein-rich foods, like eggs, lean meats, tofu, and beans, provide the amino acids your brain needs to repair and grow. 3. Antioxidants. Your brain is constantly working, and in the process, it produces free radicals, unstable molecules, that can damage cells. Antioxidants help protect your brain from this damage. The best sources of antioxidants are berries, dark chocolate, spinach, and nuts. These foods help protect your brain from oxidative stress and keep your mind sharp. 4. Vitamins and minerals. Certain vitamins and minerals play a huge role in brain function. Vitamin B12 helps with memory and concentration. It's found in animal products, like meat, eggs, and dairy. Vitamin D improves mood and cognitive function. It's found in sunlight, fatty fish, and fortified foods. Magnesium supports memory and learning. You can find it in leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. 5. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the brain's primary source of energy. The key is choosing the right kind of carbs, the complex, unrefined ones. Foods like whole grains, sweet potatoes, brown rice, and legumes provide a steady supply of glucose without causing the blood sugar spikes and crashes associated with refined sugars. 6. Water. Water is essential for brain function. Dehydration can impair memory, focus, and even mood. Make sure to drink enough water throughout the day to keep your brain hydrated and working at its best. The impact of poor nutrition on the brain. What happens when you eat poorly? The effects can be dramatic. Memory problems. Diets high in refined sugars, trans fats, and processed foods have been shown to reduce memory and impair the brain's ability to learn new things. Mood swings. Eating too many processed foods can cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, which lead to irritability, fatigue, and mood swings. Fatigue. Poor nutrition leads to low energy levels. Without the proper nutrients, your brain and body can't perform at their peak. Increased risk of mental illness. Studies have shown that poor diets, especially those high in sugar and unhealthy fats, are linked to a higher risk of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Brain-boosting foods, to include in your diet, now that you know the essential nutrients for brain health. Let's look at some brain-boosting foods you should add to your diet. 1. Fatty fish. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, are some of the best foods for brain health. They improve memory, focus, and overall cognitive function. 2. Berries. Berries, especially blueberries, are packed with antioxidants that protect the brain and reduce inflammation. They have been shown to improve memory and boost cognitive function. 3. Walnuts. Walnuts are a great source of omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants. They have been linked to improved cognitive function and memory retention. 4. Dark chocolate. Yes, chocolate, but not just any chocolate. Dark chocolate. It's rich in flavonoids, caffeine, and antioxidants, which help boost brain function, enhance focus, and improve mood. 5. Eggs. Eggs are full of choline, a nutrient that helps produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter involved in mood and memory regulation. Eggs also provide high-quality protein for brain cell repair. 6. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, and other leafy greens are rich in vitamin K, folate, and beta-carotene, which are essential for cognitive function and memory. 7. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds, such as almonds, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds, are packed with healthy fats, protein, and vitamin E, all of which support brain health. 8. Avocados. Avocados are full of healthy fats that support brain function, improve memory, and protect against cognitive decline. They also help reduce inflammation in the brain. 9. Turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that has been shown to reduce brain inflammation and improve memory and mood. Try adding it to your meals for a brain-boosting boost. Foods to avoid for better brain function. Just as there are foods that boost brain function, there are also foods that harm it. Here are some foods to limit or avoid for a healthier brain. Sugary drinks. High sugar intake leads to memory problems and increased risk of cognitive decline. Processed foods. Foods like chips, cookies, and packaged snacks are often high in unhealthy fats, sugar, and preservatives, all of which can impair brain function. Fried foods. Foods fried in trans fats can cause inflammation in the brain and lead to memory loss and cognitive decline. Alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption has been shown to shrink the brain, impair memory, and cause mental fog. The connection between food and mood. What you eat not only affects your brain's cognitive function, but also your emotions. A healthy, balanced diet can improve mood, reduce anxiety, and help you cope with stress. In contrast, poor nutrition can lead to mood swings, increased irritability, and even depression. Foods rich in omega-3 cis, B vitamins, and antioxidants are particularly beneficial for mental health. Final thoughts. Nourish your brain for success. Your brain is your most valuable asset, and what you feed it makes all the difference. By choosing nutrient-dense, brain-boosting foods, you can improve memory, focus, and mood, while protecting against cognitive decline. The next chapter will explore how to rewire your brain with positive habits that help you unlock your full potential. But for now, start with your plate. Fuel your brain for success, one bite at a time. Chapter 7. Emotions drive decisions. You've probably heard the phrase, think before you act. But here's something surprising. Our emotions often make decisions for us, long before logic ever gets a chance to weigh in. The truth is, emotions drive decisions, whether we realize it or not. Imagine this. You're about to make an important decision. Maybe it's a career choice, a relationship decision, or a financial move. You sit down, gather the facts, and weigh the pros and cons. You think you're making a logical choice, but deep down, your emotions are already at work, influencing your decision in ways you don't even see. In this chapter, we'll explore how emotions shape our decisions, how they influence our behavior, and how we can harness their power to make better, more informed choices. The role of emotions in decision-making. For a long time, scientists believed that logical thinking and emotional responses were separate. They thought we should rely on reason to make decisions and avoid getting influenced by feelings. But recent research shows the opposite. Emotions are a critical part of decision-making. In fact, without emotions, we would struggle to make decisions at all. Imagine a world where you had no emotions, no gut feelings, no sense of urgency, no excitement or fear. Decisions would become mechanical and uninspired. The truth is, emotions act as guideposts in our decision-making process, helping us navigate complex choices by quickly assessing risks, rewards, and possibilities. The emotional brain versus the logical brain. Your brain consists of two primary systems for processing information. The emotional brain, primarily the amygdala; the logical brain, the prefrontal cortex. The emotional brain responds quickly and instinctively. It's faster than the logical brain, helping you make quick decisions when you need to react quickly, like in times of danger or stress. On the other hand, the logical brain takes more time. Designed for more deliberate decision-making, weighing the facts, and considering long-term consequences. But when emotions are involved, the emotional brain often hijacks the decision-making process, causing you to make decisions that feel right in the moment, even if they may not be the best long-term choice. Here's a simple example. Emotional brain: you see a sale on something you've always wanted. Your heart races with excitement. You buy it, even if it's not in your budget. Logical brain: you look at the sale and think, do I really need this? Will it fit into my financial goals? While the emotional brain moves quickly and decisively, the logical brain asks more questions and hesitates. When emotions are strong, they often overpower logical thought, leading to choices that are driven more by how you feel than what is best for your long-term goals. How emotions influence our choices. So how do emotions influence your decisions in everyday life? Let's look at a few common examples. 1. Fear and risk-taking. Fear can keep you safe by alerting you to potential threats. But fear can also cause you to avoid risks, even when they may lead to growth or reward. For example, the fear of failure can prevent you from starting a new business or pursuing a dream. The key is recognizing that fear is a natural emotion and not always a signal to avoid risk. It's important to listen to your fear, but also to assess whether it's holding you back from something that could lead to success. 2. Happiness and reward seeking. When you experience happiness or excitement, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. This creates a desire to seek more of that pleasure, influencing your decision to make choices that lead to rewards. For instance, when you buy something that makes you happy, like a new gadget or a meal at your favorite restaurant, the happiness you feel reinforces that decision. Over time, this can lead to a pattern of behavior where you make decisions based on the immediate satisfaction of your emotions, rather than the long-term benefits. 3. Anger and impulsiveness. Anger can cloud your judgment and make you more impulsive. When you're angry, your brain's ability to reason and think logically is impaired. This can lead to hasty decisions that you might regret later. For example, when you're upset with a friend or family member, you might say things in anger that you don't really mean. You might make a snap decision to end a relationship or quit a job based on how you feel at the moment, rather than reflecting on the bigger picture. 4. Sadness and decision paralysis. Sadness or depression can lead to decision paralysis, where you feel overwhelmed and unable to make choices. You might avoid making any decisions at all, or you might choose the option that feels easiest in the moment, even if it's not the best choice for your well-being. It's important to recognize how emotions like sadness can impair your ability to make rational decisions. When you're feeling low, it might be helpful to take a step back, give yourself time to process, and seek support before making big decisions. Using emotions to make better decisions. The key to better decision-making is learning how to manage your emotions, rather than letting them take control. Here are a few strategies to help you harness the power of your emotions for more balanced, effective decisions. 1. Recognize emotional triggers. Start by recognizing the emotions that drive your decisions. Are you feeling excited about something? Are you making a decision out of fear or anger? Once you understand what's driving you, you can take a step back and ask yourself whether that emotion is clouding your judgment. 2. Use emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and manage your emotions, as well as the emotions of others. By improving your EQ, you can better understand how your feelings influence your decisions and adjust accordingly. For example, if you feel anxious about making a decision, try to pause and assess the situation logically before acting. The more you practice emotional awareness, the more you can balance emotion with reason. 3. Take your time. When emotions are high, it's often best to pause before making a decision. Take a few minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, am I making this choice because of how I feel right now, or because it aligns with my long-term goals? The more space you create between the emotional reaction and the decision, the more time you give your logical brain to catch up and guide you to a better outcome. 4. Listen to your gut. While emotions can sometimes cloud your judgment, they can also provide valuable insight. Your gut feeling is often an intuitive response based on experience and subconscious knowledge. When making decisions, listen to your intuition, but don't let it be your only guide. Combine it with logical thinking to make the most informed choice. 5. Reframe negative emotions. Instead of letting negative emotions like anger or fear dictate your decisions, try to reframe them. For example, see fear as a signal that you might be facing a new challenge, rather than an obstacle. By reframing negative emotions, you can turn them into opportunities for growth, rather than reasons to retreat. The power of emotional awareness in decision-making. When you understand how emotions drive your decisions, you gain power over your choices. You can start to make decisions that are aligned with your values, goals, and long-term success, not just based on momentary feelings. By becoming aware of your emotional triggers, improving your emotional intelligence, and balancing emotion with reason, you can make decisions that serve your best interests in the long run. Final thoughts. Embrace your emotions. Your emotions are not enemies to be avoided. They are powerful forces that, when understood and managed, can help you make better decisions. In the next chapter, we will explore how to build positive habits that support your decisions and enhance your ability to succeed. But for now, take a moment to reflect on your emotional responses to decisions you're facing right now. Are your feelings driving you, or are you driving your feelings? Chapter 8. Social connections strengthen the mind. Humans are social creatures. From the moment we are born, we rely on connections with others to survive and thrive. But did you know that these social connections don't just affect your emotions, they also shape your brain? In this chapter, we'll explore how relationships and social connections can improve your brain's health, boost your cognitive function, and enhance your emotional well-being. We'll also dive into how fostering strong social ties can make you more resilient, improve your memory, and even protect your brain as you age. The power of social connection. Humans are wired for connection. We are not meant to live in isolation. In fact, research shows that strong social connections are one of the most important predictors of mental and physical health. People who have meaningful relationships experience lower levels of stress, improved mood, and even a longer lifespan. But it's not just about being around others. It's about the quality of those relationships. Meaningful, supportive connections, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, create a sense of belonging and security. This sense of connection releases chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine, which promote happiness, trust, and bonding. Social connections and brain health. Your brain is constantly processing social information. When you interact with others, your brain is hard at work, helping you read emotions, understand perspectives, and build empathy. In other words, socializing is an incredibly brain-intensive activity. But this isn't a bad thing. It actually helps strengthen your brain. Here's how. 1. Boosting cognitive function. Studies show that people with strong social networks tend to have better cognitive function and memory. When you engage in conversations, solve problems with others, or share experiences, your brain is being stimulated and challenged. This mental exercise helps to keep your mind sharp. In contrast, isolation can lead to cognitive decline. People who are socially isolated are at greater risk of developing Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. Social interactions are like a workout for your brain. They keep it active and healthy. 2. Enhancing emotional intelligence. Social connections also improve your emotional intelligence, EQ, the ability to understand, use, and manage your emotions. When you engage with others, you practice reading emotions, responding to cues, and navigating different social situations. This improves your ability to empathize, communicate effectively, and regulate your emotions. The more you interact with people, the better you get at understanding their perspectives, recognizing their feelings, and responding appropriately. Emotional intelligence is a critical skill for both personal and professional success, and social connections are the foundation for building it. 3. Reducing stress and boosting resilience. Social support is one of the most powerful ways to reduce stress and increase resilience. When you're going through tough times, talking to a friend or family member helps you process your emotions and gain perspective. Simply knowing that someone understands and supports you can make you feel less alone and more capable of handling challenges. In fact, studies have shown that people who have a strong social support system are better equipped to handle stress. They recover faster from stressful events and experience lower levels of anxiety and depression. Social connections provide a buffer against life's challenges, helping you stay calm and focused even in tough times. 4. Strengthening your immune system. Believe it or not, your social life has a direct impact on your physical health, too. Research has shown that people who have close-knit social connections are less likely to get sick and recover faster from illness. Socializing and building supportive relationships can lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and boost your immune system. Positive interactions with friends and family help to release feel-good hormones like oxytocin that promote health and healing. Building strong social connections. If social connections are so powerful, how can you build and maintain them? Here are a few ways to strengthen your relationships and leverage the power of social connections for better brain health. 1. Make time for relationships. In today's busy world, it's easy to put relationships on the back burner. But if you want to strengthen your brain and improve your well-being, you need to prioritize social connections. Schedule time each week to connect with family, friends, and colleagues. Whether it's a phone call, a coffee date, or a walk in the park, make time for face-to-face interactions. These small moments of connection can have a big impact on your brain and emotional health. 2. Seek meaningful interactions. It's not just about how many people you know, it's about the quality of your connections. Meaningful, supportive relationships are the ones that matter most. Instead of focusing on quantity, invest time and energy in relationships that make you feel valued and supported. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth, challenge your thinking, and share your values. 3. Engage in active listening. Being a good listener is one of the most important skills in building strong relationships. Active listening, where you focus completely on the other person, ask questions and empathize with their feelings, helps you connect on a deeper level. The more you engage with others in this way, the more trust and understanding you'll build. People appreciate when they feel heard and understood, and it strengthens the bond between you. 4. Offer support and compassion. Social connections are built on mutual support. When you offer your help, show compassion, or simply listen to someone else's struggles, you strengthen the connection. The more you give, the more you receive. Being there for others, whether it's through offering advice, providing a shoulder to cry on, or celebrating their successes, Fosters a sense of belonging and trust. 5. Join groups or communities. If you're feeling isolated, consider joining a group or community. Whether it's a hobby, a fitness class, a professional organization, or a support group, being part of a community helps you form connections with like-minded people. Not only does this reduce loneliness, but it also exposes you to new ideas, experiences, and opportunities for growth. The dangers of isolation. While social connections are essential for brain health, isolation can have the opposite effect. People who are socially isolated, or lonely, are at greater risk for mental health issues, cognitive decline, and even early death. Social loneliness increases the levels of stress hormones, like cortisol, which can impair brain function and lead to mental fatigue. Chronic loneliness also raises the risk of developing depression, anxiety, and other mood disorders. Final thoughts. Connect to thrive. Social connections are more than just a nice thing to have. They are essential for your brain and overall well-being. By fostering meaningful relationships, engaging with others, and seeking support when you need it, you can improve your brain's health, boost your emotional resilience, and live a longer, happier life. In the next chapter, we'll explore how habits shape your brain, and how you can rewire your mind to build lasting positive changes. But for now, reach out to someone you care about. Send a message, make a call, or plan a meeting. Social connection is a brain booster you can't afford to ignore. Chapter 9. The Science of Habit Formation. Think about your daily routine. From the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed, much of your day is shaped by habits. You might brush your teeth without thinking about it, automatically check your phone in the morning, or get a cup of coffee after work. These habits are ingrained in your brain. But how did they get there? And more importantly, how can you create new habits to change your life? In this chapter, we will explore the science behind habit formation, how habits are built in the brain, why they are so powerful, and how you can use this knowledge to form positive habits that lead to success. What is a habit? A habit is an automatic behavior you repeat regularly, without conscious thought. Habits form through repetition, which creates neural pathways in your brain. These pathways become stronger over time, making the behavior easier and more automatic. Habits aren't limited to simple tasks like brushing your teeth. They can involve complex behaviors, like working out every day, eating healthy, or maintaining a productive work routine. Whether they are positive or negative, habits make up a significant portion of your daily life. The habit loop, understanding how habits are formed, starts with the habit loop, a concept first introduced by researcher Charles Duhigg. The habit loop is a cycle that consists of 3 parts. Cue trigger. This is the signal that initiates the habit. It could be something external like a time of day, a location, or an emotional state. It could also be internal, such as feeling stressed or bored. Routine behavior. This is the behavior or action you take in response to the cue. It's the actual habit itself, whether it's grabbing a snack, going for a run, or checking social media. Reward. The reward is what reinforces the habit. It's the positive outcome you get from completing the routine. It could be the pleasure of eating a treat, the sense of accomplishment after a workout, or the relief of stress after scrolling through social media. When these 3 components, cue, routine, and reward, are linked together, they create a habit loop. The more you repeat the loop, the stronger the neural pathways in your brain become, making the habit more automatic. Why habits are so powerful? Habits are incredibly powerful because they allow your brain to conserve energy. The brain is always looking for ways to make things easier and more efficient. Once a behavior becomes a habit, it's stored in the basal ganglia, a part of the brain that controls routine behaviors. This means that you don't have to consciously think about things you do habitually. For example, you don't have to think about how to tie your shoes or drive a car once you've done it enough times. These actions are automated, freeing up your brain to focus on other more important tasks. However, habits can also be a double-edged sword. While positive habits like exercising and eating well can improve your life, negative habits, like procrastination or smoking, can hold you back. Understanding the science of habit formation gives you the power to break bad habits and replace them with positive ones. The neuroscience of habit formation. Habits are formed when the brain creates connections between neurons through a process known as synaptic plasticity. When you repeat a behavior, the neurons that are involved in that action fire together, creating a stronger connection. Over time, these connections become more efficient and automatic. This process is why habits become easier the more you practice them. Your brain is essentially rewiring itself to make the behavior effortless. However, this also explains why breaking a habit can be so difficult. When a habit is deeply ingrained, the neural pathways are strong, and it takes time and effort to replace them with new behaviors. The role of dopamine in habit formation. Dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, plays a major role in the habit loop. When you experience a reward from a behavior, your brain releases dopamine, which makes you feel good. This surge of dopamine reinforces the habit and encourages you to repeat the behavior. For example, when you eat a sugary snack, your brain releases dopamine, making you feel pleasure. Over time, this creates a craving for that snack, making the habit more automatic. This is why breaking habits like overeating, smoking, or drinking can be challenging. Your brain associates the behavior with a positive feeling, making it hard to stop. The key to changing a habit is to replace the reward with something equally satisfying. If you want to stop snacking on junk food, you need to find a new behavior that provides a similar sense of enjoyment, like eating a healthy snack or exercising. How to build positive habits. Now that you understand how habits form, let's dive into how you can use this knowledge to build positive habits in your life. Here are some proven strategies to help you create new habits that stick. 1. Start small. When it comes to habit formation, small changes are key. Trying to change too many things at once can overwhelm your brain and make it difficult to stick to your new behaviors. Start with a simple action that you can easily add to your routine. For example, if you want to start exercising, don't commit to an hour-long workout right away. Start with just 10 minutes of activity each day. Once that becomes a habit, gradually increase the time and intensity. 2. Use triggers to your advantage. Identify a cue that will trigger your new habit. For instance, if you want to start reading every night before bed, use the act of brushing your teeth as the cue. Once you've brushed your teeth, sit down and read for a few minutes. Over time, the cue will signal to your brain that it's time to read. 3. Make it enjoyable. Remember that your brain is motivated by rewards. If you make your new habit enjoyable, it will be easier to stick to. Find ways to make the habit something you look forward to. For example, listen to your favorite music while exercising, or treat yourself to a relaxing bath after a productive day. 4. Track your progress. Tracking your progress reinforces the habit and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Use a journal, app, or calendar to keep track of how often you complete your new habit. As you see the streak grow, the dopamine response will reinforce your behavior and encourage you to continue. 5. Be patient and persistent. Habit formation takes time. On average, it takes about 21 to 66 days for a new habit to become ingrained. Don't expect immediate results, and don't get discouraged if you slip up. The key is persistence. Keep going, and over time, the habit will become automatic. How to break bad habits. Breaking a bad habit is more difficult than building a new one, but it's definitely possible. The same principles apply. 1. Identify the trigger. What triggers your bad habit? Is it stress, boredom, or a certain time of day? Once you identify the cue, you can work on replacing the behavior with a positive alternative. 2. Replace the reward. Bad habits are reinforced by rewards, so find a healthier reward to replace the one you're getting from the negative behavior. For example, if you smoke to relieve stress, try replacing it with deep breathing exercises or a quick walk. 3. Make it difficult to follow the habit. Remove the cues and triggers that lead to your bad habit. For example, if you're trying to stop eating junk food, don't keep unhealthy snacks in your house. The less accessible the bad habit is, the easier it will be to break it. Final thoughts. Habits shape your life. Habits are incredibly powerful. They shape our thoughts, behaviors, and even our identity. By understanding the science of habit formation, you can begin to create positive habits that lead to lasting change. Whether you're building new habits or breaking old ones, remember that consistency is key. In the next chapter, we'll explore the power of creativity and how to tap into your brain's creative potential to solve problems and achieve your goals. But for now, reflect on your habits. Which ones are working for you, and which ones are holding you back? Start small, and begin reshaping your life, one habit at a time. Chapter 10. Learning and Memory Hacks. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in, or tried to remember someone's name, only to have it slip right out of your mind? Memory and learning can sometimes feel frustrating, but the good news is that you can hack them. In this chapter, we'll explore the science of learning and memory, and we'll cover practical hacks to improve both. Whether you're trying to retain new information, recall something important, or improve your ability to learn quickly, these techniques will help you optimize your brain's potential. How memory works. Memory isn't just a single function of the brain, it involves multiple processes, and understanding these processes will help you improve how you remember things. Memory can be divided into 3 stages. Encoding: this is when your brain first processes new information and begins to store it. Think of it as the act of inputting data into your brain. Storage. Once information is encoded, it needs to be stored in your brain's long-term memory. This is where you keep the things you need to remember over time. Retrieval. This is the process of recalling information when you need it. It's like accessing the files you've stored in your brain. The better you understand how these stages work, the easier it will be to improve your learning and memory. Memory and the brain. Memory involves several areas of the brain, each playing a critical role in the process. Hippocampus. The hippocampus is essential for forming new memories. It helps you turn short-term memories into long-term ones. Amygdala. This part of the brain is linked to emotional memories. If something is emotionally charged, like a wedding day or a traumatic experience, it's more likely to be remembered. Prefrontal cortex. This area helps with working memory and decision-making. It's where you hold on to information temporarily while you use it. Why do we forget? Forgetting is a natural process that helps your brain stay organized. When you don't actively use information, your brain prunes away unnecessary memories to make room for new ones. This is why sometimes you forget something you learned a while ago. Additionally, stress and lack of sleep can interfere with memory formation, making it harder for your brain to store information. Understanding how to optimize memory formation can help you combat forgetfulness. Learning hacks for better retention. You can enhance your learning and memory by understanding how to boost memory encoding and improve retrieval. Here are a few scientifically proven learning hacks to try. 1. Active recall. One of the most effective techniques for improving memory is active recall. Instead of passively reading or watching, actively test yourself on the material you want to remember. For example, after studying a chapter, close the book and try to recall key points from memory. The act of retrieving the information strengthens your brain's neural connections and helps you retain it longer. 2. Spaced repetition. Spaced repetition involves reviewing information at increasing intervals. Instead of cramming all at once, you review material after one day, then again after a few days, then a week, and so on. This technique takes advantage of the spacing effect, which shows that repeated exposure to information over time strengthens memory retention. Use apps like Anki or Quizlet to help you implement spaced repetition effectively. 3. The Feynman technique. The Feynman technique is a method for learning that involves explaining complex ideas in simple terms. The idea is that if you can explain something clearly, you truly understand it. To use this technique, pick a concept. Try to explain it as if teaching it to someone else, or even just to yourself. If you get stuck, go back to the material and fill in the gaps. This process helps reinforce your learning and highlights areas where you need more understanding. 4. Visualization. Your brain remembers images better than words. That's why visualization can be an incredibly powerful tool for improving memory. When you're trying to remember something, turn it into a mental image. For example, if you're studying anatomy, imagine the human body with vibrant colors and movements. For abstract ideas, try to create a mind map or a visual story to connect the concepts. 5. Use mnemonics. Mnemonics are memory aids that help you remember information by associating it with something easier to recall. For example, the acronym PEMDAS helps you remember the order of operations in math parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. You can create your own mnemonics by creating a rhyming phrase, a story, or even a song to help remember facts. The more personal and creative the mnemonic, the more effective it will be. 6. Sleep on it. Sleep plays a crucial role in memory consolidation. Studies have shown that sleeping after learning something new helps your brain move information from short-term to long-term memory. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep after studying helps your brain replay the newly learned information and strengthen neural connections. If you want to retain new knowledge, prioritize sleep. 7. Teach what you learn. Teaching is one of the most effective ways to learn. When you explain concepts to others, you not only reinforce your understanding, but also fill in the gaps in your knowledge. Find a study buddy, or even teach the material to an imaginary audience. The more you can break down complex ideas and explain them, the more solid your memory will become. 8. Stay active. Exercise doesn't just benefit your body, it also helps your brain. Regular physical activity has been shown to improve cognitive function, memory, and learning. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, boosts neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells, and helps reduce the effects of stress and anxiety, which can interfere with memory. A brisk walk or short workout before studying can boost your focus and memory retention. Memory hacks for quick recall. Now that you know how to enhance your ability to learn, let's talk about how to improve memory recall, especially when you need it most. Here are some quick memory hacks. 1. Chunking. Chunking is a technique that involves grouping information into smaller, more manageable units. For example, when trying to remember a long string of numbers, you might break it into chunks of 3 or 4. This technique works by leveraging your brain's natural ability to hold 7+2 items in short-term memory. By grouping information into chunks, you make it easier to store and retrieve. 2. The method of Loci, memory palace. The method of Loci, also known as the memory palace, is an ancient technique used to improve memory recall. The idea is to mentally associate the information you want to remember with familiar places or locations. For example, if you need to memorize a list of items, imagine placing each item in a different room of your house. As you mentally walk through the house, you'll see the items in their respective locations, helping you recall the list more easily. 3. Use the power of repetition. One of the best ways to improve recall is repetition. Repeating information aloud, writing it down, or reviewing it several times helps reinforce your memory. The more you repeat something, the stronger the neural connection becomes, and the easier it is to recall. Final thoughts. Master your memory. Learning and memory are powerful tools that shape your ability to grow, achieve, and succeed. By using these hacks, active recall, spaced repetition, visualization, mnemonics, and others, you can train your brain to retain and recall information faster and more effectively. The key is consistency. Implement these techniques into your daily routine, and over time, you'll notice a huge difference in how well you learn and remember. In the next chapter, we'll dive into creativity, exploring how to tap into your brain's creative potential to solve problems and achieve your goals. But for now, take a moment to reflect on what you're learning today. Start practicing one of these techniques, and see how quickly you can start improving your memory and learning. Chapter 11. The role of creativity in play. When was the last time you let yourself play? I'm not talking about working hard or focusing intensely. I'm talking about stepping away from tasks, releasing the pressure, and just letting your mind wander. Sounds unproductive, right? But actually, creativity and play are two of the most powerful tools your brain has. They allow you to solve problems, generate new ideas, and see the world in a completely different way. In this chapter, we'll explore the vital role that creativity and play have in brain function, and how you can harness these forces to enhance your problem-solving skills, unlock new ideas, and improve your overall well-being. The power of creativity. Creativity isn't just for artists or musicians, it's for everyone. Whether you're in business, science, education, or any other field, creativity is essential for innovation, growth, and success. But creativity is often misunderstood. It's not a random burst of inspiration that strikes out of nowhere. It's a process. It requires time, patience, and the willingness to experiment and fail. But the more you nurture your creativity, the more it will flow. How creativity works in the brain. Creativity involves several brain regions, including the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and planning, the temporal lobes involved in memory and language, and the parietal lobes responsible for spatial reasoning. When you engage in creative thinking, your brain connects different ideas and concepts in novel ways. This process is called associative thinking, and it's what allows you to come up with new ideas or solutions. The key to creativity is divergent thinking, the ability to generate multiple possible answers or solutions to a problem. This contrasts with convergent thinking, which focuses on finding one correct solution. When you allow your mind to roam and explore, you open up the possibility for creativity to flourish. The link between creativity and problem solving. Creativity is deeply linked to problem solving. In fact, when faced with challenges, your brain turns to creative thinking to find new ways to approach a situation. Let's say you're faced with a tough decision or a difficult task. By thinking creatively, you can view the problem from different angles and generate more solutions. Instead of getting stuck, creativity enables you to adapt, innovate, and find solutions that you may not have initially considered. Creative confidence. One of the biggest barriers to creativity is self-doubt. Many people believe they aren't creative, but the truth is, creativity isn't about innate talent. It's about practice and mindset. If you want to tap into your creative potential, you need to have confidence in your abilities and give yourself permission to fail and experiment. The more you practice creative thinking, the more you'll realize that creativity isn't a rare skill. It's a muscle that anyone can strengthen. The role of play in brain health. We often associate play with children, but adults need play too. Play is not only fun, it's incredibly important for your brain's health and development. It gives your mind the freedom to explore, think outside the box, and recharge. Play is the bridge between structured thinking and free creative thinking. Play allows your brain to break free from the rigid patterns of everyday life. It helps you think with more flexibility, imagination, and curiosity. This can lead to breakthroughs in creativity as you allow your mind to wander and experiment. How play enhances creativity. Engaging in playful activities allows your brain to shift into a more relaxed and open state. When you're playing, whether it's through sports, games, or hobbies, you're not worried about outcomes or productivity. This mental freedom opens the door for your brain to make unexpected connections. For example, when you're playing a game, engaging in a hobby, or just being spontaneous, your brain goes into default mode, a state where new ideas and solutions flow easily. Studies have shown that when you engage in play, it increases your brain's ability to generate new ideas, leading to improved problem solving and creativity. Play and stress reduction. Play doesn't just spark creativity, it also helps reduce stress. Engaging in fun activities lowers cortisol levels and helps you relax. By taking time to play, you give your brain a chance to recharge and reset, which can enhance focus, creativity, and productivity when you return to work. The link between play and learning. Play is also essential for learning. When you engage in playful activities, your brain is more likely to retain information and make connections. Play allows you to approach learning in a way that's fun, engaging, and memorable. For example, children learn languages and social skills through games, and adults can use playful methods to improve skills and memory as well. Games, puzzles, and activities that encourage creativity, such as building something, drawing, or writing, allow your brain to make deeper connections and understand concepts in new ways. Practical ways to enhance creativity and play. Now that you understand the power of creativity and play, let's explore some practical ways to bring more of both into your daily life. 1. Make time for play every day. Schedule time for play in your routine. Whether it's a short walk, playing a game, or engaging in a hobby, make sure to dedicate time to activities that allow your mind to relax and explore. 2. Try new things. Creativity thrives on novelty. Try something new every day, even if it's small. Take a different route to work. Try a new recipe, or learn a new skill. These new experiences stimulate the brain and help it make fresh connections. 3. Embrace failure. Creativity and play often involve trial and error. Don't be afraid to fail or make mistakes. Failure is a part of the process and can lead to the best ideas. 4. Use mind mapping. Mind mapping is a creative technique that helps you visualize your thoughts and ideas. Start with a central idea and branch out into related concepts. This technique helps you generate new ideas and organize them in a creative, non-linear way. 5. Engage in playful activities. Incorporate playful activities into your life that challenge your brain and creativity. Try puzzles, games, or activities like drawing, dancing, or cooking. These activities provide a mental break and enhance problem-solving skills. 6. Collaborate with others. Collaboration sparks creativity. When you work with others, you bring new perspectives, ideas, and solutions to the table. Engage in brainstorming sessions, creative workshops, or team projects to stimulate your creative thinking. Final thoughts. Creativity and play fuel your mind. Creativity and play are not just nice to have, they are essential for brain health, learning, and success. They help you think outside the box, solve problems, and boost your emotional well-being. Whether you're facing a challenge or simply looking to improve your skills, nurturing your creativity and incorporating play into your life will lead to greater innovation, productivity, and happiness. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to use mindfulness to enhance mental clarity, reduce stress, and unlock your brain's full potential. But for now, take a moment to engage in a playful activity. Let your creativity flow and see where it takes you. Chapter 12. Mindfulness and mental clarity. In the midst of a busy day, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Your thoughts are racing, your to-do list is growing, and you're constantly switching from one task to another. But what if you could slow down, clear your mind, and focus on the present moment? What if you could bring clarity and peace to your thoughts, making it easier to make decisions, manage stress, and navigate challenges? This is where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about fully experiencing what's happening right now, without getting distracted by worries about the future or regrets about the past. In this chapter, we'll explore how mindfulness enhances mental clarity, improves emotional well-being, and helps you take control of your thoughts and actions. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is often described as the act of being present, paying attention to what's happening right now, without judgment or distraction. It involves noticing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations, without getting caught up in them, or reacting automatically. This practice comes from Buddhist meditation, but it has been widely adapted into modern psychology and self-help practices. Mindfulness isn't about eliminating thoughts, it's about becoming aware of them and choosing how to respond. At its core, mindfulness is about acceptance, accepting the present moment exactly as it is, without trying to change it or resist it. This attitude of non-judgmental awareness helps you step out of the constant stream of thoughts and bring more clarity and focus into your life. How mindfulness affects the brain. Mindfulness has a profound effect on the brain. Studies have shown that regular mindfulness practice can change the structure and function of the brain in ways that enhance mental clarity and emotional well-being. When you practice mindfulness, the brain's prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and emotional regulation, becomes stronger and more active. This improves your ability to manage stress, stay focused, and make clear decisions. Additionally, mindfulness reduces activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear and anxiety. By calming the amygdala, mindfulness helps you reduce stress and become less reactive to difficult emotions. The impact of mindfulness on mental clarity. One of the main benefits of mindfulness is its ability to bring mental clarity. In our fast-paced world, we're often juggling multiple thoughts, tasks, and concerns at once. This constant mental clutter can make it difficult to think clearly and make sound decisions. Mindfulness helps to clear away the mental fog and focus your attention on the present moment. By practicing mindfulness, you can enhance concentration. By training your brain to focus on one thing at a time, mindfulness improves your ability to concentrate and complete tasks efficiently. Reduce distractions. Mindfulness helps you become less distracted by external stimuli and internal thoughts, making it easier to stay focused on the task at hand. Increase mental resilience. Mindfulness increases your ability to stay calm and composed in stressful situations, improving your capacity to think clearly and make decisions. Mindfulness and stress reduction. Stress is one of the biggest obstacles to mental clarity. When you're stressed, your mind races, and it becomes difficult to focus or think logically. Mindfulness, however, can be an effective tool for reducing stress. When you practice mindfulness, you engage the relaxation response, which helps reduce levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Mindfulness encourages you to take a step back and observe your thoughts without getting overwhelmed by them. This creates a sense of calm and perspective, which can help you manage stress more effectively. Studies have shown that mindfulness can help reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and burnout. By calming the mind and improving emotional regulation, mindfulness can provide relief from the mental and emotional strain that comes with stress. Mindfulness in action. Practical techniques. Now that you understand how mindfulness works, let's look at some practical techniques you can use to bring mindfulness into your daily life. 1. Mindful breathing. One of the simplest and most effective mindfulness techniques is mindful breathing. This involves focusing your attention on your breath and bringing your awareness to each inhale and exhale. To practice mindful breathing, find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs with air. Slowly exhale through your mouth, releasing any tension in your body. Continue focusing on your breath, gently bringing your attention back whenever your mind starts to wander. Mindful breathing helps center your mind, reduce stress, and increase focus. It can be practiced anywhere, at home, at work, or even in a crowded space. 2. Body scan. A body scan is a mindfulness practice where you focus your attention on different parts of your body, noticing any sensations, tension, or discomfort. To perform a body scan, lie down or sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Begin at your toes and slowly work your way up your body, paying attention to each area: feet, legs, abdomen, chest, etc. As you focus on each body part, notice how it feels. Are there any areas of tension or discomfort? Just observe, without trying to change anything. The body scan helps you become more aware of physical sensations and can reduce stress and anxiety by promoting relaxation. 3. Mindful walking. Mindful walking is a simple but powerful technique that allows you to combine mindfulness with movement. It involves focusing your attention on each step as you walk, paying attention to the physical sensations of walking, how your feet feel as they touch the ground, how your body moves with each step, and how your surroundings change. To practice mindful walking, find a quiet place to walk, either indoors or outdoors. Walk slowly, and focus on each step you take. Pay attention to your breath, your movements, and your surroundings. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your focus back to your walking and breathing. Mindful walking can help reduce mental clutter and increase awareness of the present moment. 4. Mindfulness in everyday activities. You can practice mindfulness in any activity, not just during meditation or formal practice. The key is to bring your full attention to the task at hand. Whether you're washing dishes, driving, or eating, try to engage fully in the experience. For example, when you eat, focus on the taste, texture, and smell of the food. When you're washing dishes, notice the sensation of warm water on your hands and the movement of scrubbing. This simple act of paying attention can help bring mental clarity and reduce stress. The benefits of mindfulness. Mindfulness has many benefits, both for your mind and body. Regular mindfulness practice can improve focus and concentration, reduce anxiety, stress, and depression, enhance emotional regulation and self-awareness, increase resilience to challenges, promote a sense of calm and relaxation, boost overall well-being and life satisfaction. Final thoughts. The power of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for bringing clarity, calm, and focus into your life. By practicing mindfulness, you can improve your mental clarity, reduce stress, and enhance your emotional well-being. Whether you're dealing with a stressful situation, trying to focus on a task, or simply looking to improve your overall mindset, mindfulness can help you cultivate a calm, focused, and present mind.